Labretta Suede and the Motel 6 formed in Auckland in 2005, and for the last 5 years they've been over in the States. So I've got the two founding members. I've got Labretta Suede and Johnny Moondog with me today to talk about what's been going on in the States. And as a band from New Zealand, how, you haven't had, you've done it all off your own back, right?
Yeah.
So how do you find getting into the States and banging on doors and doing your thing?
It's surprisingly, because of our originality and the kind of, I guess being from New Zealand, there's a certain ilk of New Zealand music that people do know about.
Right.
But the kind of music that we do and have always sort of been a part of, actually is quite a big niche over there.
Right,
so,
yeah.
You're not banging down a door that's like boarded up, you're banging down a door that people are like, oh, hell yeah, more weirdos, please, come on in. As a circus.
It was hard the first few tours because no one knew who we were, but we're just repeatedly going back to the same areas, putting up a crowd as you do,
So it wasn't a matter of pulling back, weeds, it was really re-establishing tour routes. And so, we'd go and play like places that had pre-existing really good rock and roll bands go through before, which loved us, but then we also went and played like really small towns that never got to see bands like us.
Yeah.
Playing through the Midwest especially, would just play with a lot of bluegrass bands,
Cool.
Yeah, like string bands would open for us,
Which was really good fun. Brilliant musicians, but you can get a little weary of that as well.
Yeah.
Right, for sure. So you were based in New York, were you? And then you kind of just did the touring from there?
Brooklyn,
yeah, we were based in Brooklyn, and so North Brooklyn, kind of the trendy area a little bit. Like when we first got there, we were living in Bed-Stuy, which, having never listened to modern hip-hop in quite some time, had no idea what that meant till we got there and went, wow, we're white.
It was kind of violent. It was violent and full on. Everything to expect, gunshots, sirens, every night,
we saw a 3-year-old girl get shot while we were eating breakfast outside our window.
Man, that's insane.
Yeah, saw our neighbours get shot.
Reality.
Fodder for songs, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit too much social realism. I'm okay with reading that, over a coffee in the morning in the paper, but not something I wanted to live with.
Yeah.
So we moved into like a place called Greenpoint, which is quite Polacky and sort of Mexican feel, which was quite fun, and quite close to the Lower East Side, which is where we spent most of our time, which was great.
Yeah, so coming back here, what's the plan? What's on the cards for you guys then?
As a band, I guess there's probably a whole bunch of new rockabilly and garage kids, which I now can listen to the radio and it's listenable again.
Yeah, right.
There's lots of rock and roll going on, which is great. So there's a lot of young people, I think, that probably have no idea who we are, because when we left they were probably like 15 or 14 and not able to go to clubs, and there's a whole new breed and generation. So we're putting together a new lineup. We've got we've just started rehearsing. We've got a few candidates up there, but I think Simon Nichols, who plays in Lugaboa, used to play in Sydney Bombers, he's jumping on board for bass. And we've got Stuart Kett, who is from Situations, who also used to back up a band called Shaft for a long time as well. So we're going to have him on drums. So hopefully that arrangement works and we get to do some fun shows. Yeah. But then we run away again in April because
we just before we left, we did a new recording which we need to release in the States, and we're going to put it out on the 7-inch. We did that with Matt Verderay, who recorded our last album down on Ludlow Street at NY Head. And he's got this great little old studio down there. It's all analog in the basement.
So cool. It's all tape to tape and
real amazing stuff. He works a lot with John Spencer. He's in a band with him called Heavy Trash. So he was perfect for us to record with. He got everything really well.
So we get the release over here then at some point then?
Yes, we will. And it's our first piece of vinyl that we put out, because being that we've done everything on our own, don't advise touring with vinyl. It warps, it breaks, it does a lot of things, and extreme weather over in the States, from polar vortexes to, Hurricane Sandy, where you lose everything you own, to, you know what I mean? So you don't want to be lugging around vinyl, it's really heavy. Alright,
so if we want to follow you and find out what's coming up and the like and get our hands on material, where do we head to?
www.labrettaswede.com, or you can follow us on Facebook. You can follow me, Labretta Suede, Johnny Moondog, or we've got a Labretta Suede and the Motel 6 site too on Facebook. That's always quite useful, I find.
Okay, here we go. This is brand new, so the New Zealand premiere, are we saying?
Yes,
awesome. For Labretta Suede and the Motel 6, it's Mean Mouthed Mama on NZOWN.